Hello YouTube, Matt here from Team GHQ, and today I'm profiling my Legend World Buddyfight deck. Now, of course, fighting for Legend World. My buddy is Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur. Pretty cool. Pay gauge, when this card link attacks with another hero, put the top card from your deck into your gauge, and for this turn this card gains Penetrate. Which Penetrate is when you destroy the center monster, the opponent's center monster, you inflict damage equal to that card's critical, so quite a bit of fun. Anyway, let's go with monsters. Running 4 copies of Great Magician Merlin. What's great about him is Incubus Blood, so by discarding a hero and paying a gauge, I can look at the top 5 cards of my deck for up to 2 hero, item or spells. So works with a certain spell card that we got and is a lot more fun to search out. Next, 3 copies of Tariel, the premium pack, 1 damage instant when link attack with another hero. So a bit of fun there. 2 copies of Knights of the Round Table Galahad, which when he link attacks with another hero, pay 3 gauge. If I do search, I take a Holy Grail from the drop zone and put it to my hand. Then 4 copies of Gawain. When he link attacks with another hero, he gains Penetrate. So kind of like a King Arthur, but not getting the extra gauge. But hey, Penetrate. 2 attacking units link attack, get Penetrate. That's 4 crit if it goes through. 2 copies of Gareth. Legend World, 3,000 power, 2 critical, 1,000 defense with move. So easily move it to center to take an attack. 3 copies of Zaltrog. When it enters, I gain 2 gauge, and also this works with a certain spell that I will explain in a minute. And lastly, of course, I'm buddying King Arthur, so I've got a playset of King Arthur itself, and I've explained his effect already, so let's move on. Spells. 2 copies of Shield of Achilles. I can only cast this when I will be dealt damage. That damage is reduced by 2. So, great way if it's 2 crit, just to nullify the whole damage. Here's the spell card. 2 copies of A Fleeting Dream. Now, it's pay gauge and it's a set spell. When a size 2 or more Legend War monster enters the field, I can search my deck for a size 1 or less hero monster. So, and call it from the deck and call it. And I can only set 1 on the field. So, great way to get a field. 4 copies of Holy Grail, which is an attack nullifier, and also a requirement to equip Excalibur. So that's a bit of fun. And 4 copies of Heroic Spirit, the +3/+3 for heroes and counterattack. Items. I have got 4 copies of Famous Sword Haunting, 1,000 power weapon and 3 critical. So, and of course equipment change, which is when I would equip this card, I may return an item from my field to my hand, but I can only equip equipment change once a turn, so I've got to be careful with it. Then, 2 copies of Great Demonic Sword Clarent. Now, it's a 5,000 power weapon, 2 critical, pay gauge. When this card attacks and deals damage to opponent, if there are a total of 4 or more heroes or 100 demons in my drop zone, I can destroy an item on my opponent's field and equipment change. 2 copies of Immortal Soul Durandal, 6,000 power, 1 critical, cannot be destroyed or returned to hand. So a great way if, say, opponent's playing Dragon Crash. No, not Dragon Crash, sorry, Dragon Chase. And 2 copies of Pedwin. When I will be dealt damage, I can pay 2 gauge and reduce damage by 2. Counter, I can equip this from my hand, so during your opponent's turn main phase, equip this, ready to take some damage, ready to reduce some damage and equipment change. And lastly, 2 copies of Sword the King Excalibur, 10,000 power, 3 critical, double attack. I can only equip this if I discard a Holy Grail, and also, actually, I can only equip this if I have 10 or more hero cards in the drop zone and by discarding the Holy Grail. So quite a bit, but if this is the only card attacking, I can nullify it. The attack cannot be nullified by cards with shield in the name. Now items, lastly for impacts. Running 1 copy of Great Spell Finisher Colossal Flamestorm Leviathan. Promo that you pay 3 gauge and 2 life to destroy all monsters on your opponent's field and deal him 2 damage. And 3 copies of King's Wave Caliber and Grief. I can only cast this if I have 4 or more different heroes in the drop zone. By paying 2 gauge, I wipe out the whole field I destroy all monsters and spells on the field. So anyway, that is my Legend World hero profile. Like, comment and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page, the Team GHQ page, our Twitter at Team GHQ YouTube, and as always folks, happy gaming.